They mocked Earth's Deathworld status until humans thrived on their paradise planet. The first thing the alien cadets did when they learned about Earth was laugh. A Deathworld, one of them scoffed in class, her silver scales glittering under the lamps. That backwater? Impossible. A planet so hostile that even its plants are dangerous? Pure exaggeration. Others joined in, voices overlapping. They mocked the idea of poisonous insects, of storms that flattened entire cities, of predators that stalked humans even in their homes. To them, it was absurd. No sapient species could arise on such a nightmare of a world. Only one cadet did not laugh. He was human. His name was Marcus. He sat quietly at his desk, shoulders relaxed, hands folded. He had heard this before. Every alien academy he'd visited during the exchange program had the same reaction: disbelief, then mockery, then dismissal. It was easier for them to laugh than to imagine Earth could be real. But this time was different. Because this academy wasn't just about books and data files. It was built on Thalora Prime, an alien paradise planet celebrated across the galaxy. No storms. No predators. No poisonous flora. Gentle seas, temperate climate, abundant food that practically grew without effort. A perfect world that raised fragile, elegant species in comfort. The instructors had decided it would be educational to take the cadets camping there, to prove the resilience of their different physiologies. Marcus only smiled when the announcement came. The shuttle dropped them onto Thalora's shining meadows, and the alien cadets rushed out with joy. Vibrant blossoms stretched for kilometers, and gentle rivers sparkled in the light. Birds, if they could be called birds, sang soft, melodious calls. "It's perfect," one cadet exclaimed, stretching translucent wings in the breeze. No threats. No danger. Pure balance. The group broke into laughter again, some casting mocking glances at Marcus. "Careful, human," another teased. "Don't let the soft grass cut you. Your Deathworld instincts may not survive so much peace." Marcus said nothing. He only adjusted the straps on his pack and began setting up a shelter with practiced hands. The first sign of trouble came at dusk. The aliens, certain the planet was harmless, had lounged the day away. They sipped the sweet nectar of native fruit, dozed under the warm sun, and barely managed to pitch their glowing tents before the two moons rose. Marcus had built a sturdy lean-to from local wood and stone, dug a small trench, and laid a fire pit. By the time the stars appeared, he had a controlled blaze crackling, his rations warming in the pot. "Why work so hard?" One alien laughed as he passed by, carrying nothing but a cup of nectar. "The night is mild, no predators here. You humans always prepare for disasters that never come." Marcus only smiled. Force of habit. By midnight, the laughter had died. The temperature plummeted. The paradise planet's rotation brought sudden frost, something no data file had emphasized. Alien tents crackled as condensation froze across their flimsy walls. Cadets shivered, wings and frills trembling. Their bodies, adapted to a world without extremes, couldn't handle the rapid shift. Only Marcus's shelter remained warm, his fire glowing steadily. "Marcus," one of the trembling cadets whispered, teeth chattering. We didn't know." He waved them in without hesitation. By dawn, a dozen aliens were huddled around the fire, eyes wide with gratitude and disbelief. Marcus didn't scold. He just showed them how to build better shelters, how to insulate with layered foliage, how to stack stones to shield from wind. On Earth, he explained simply, if you don't prepare for the worst, you don't survive the night. The second day, hunger set in. The nectar fruits the aliens had gorged themselves on soured quickly when stored, turning to mush in their packs. Their delicate stomachs rebelled against the change. By afternoon, many were doubled over, groaning. Marcus, meanwhile, had boiled tubers he'd dug from the riverbank. They smelled earthy and plain, but he ate without complaint. When the aliens asked, he shared freely. But those were in the dirt, one cadet said weakly, nibbling. Marcus grinned. On Earth, we eat things from dirt, sand, and salt water. Our bodies learned to adapt, or we'd starve. Yours will adapt too. Slowly. And indeed, by nightfall, they were keeping the food down. The third trial came without warning. A storm. The sky, once clear and endless, turned black with sudden fury. Winds howled. Lightning forked across the horizon. Sheets of rain pounded the meadow, flattening flowers and tearing fragile tents to shreds. The alien cadets panicked. They had never known storms. Thalora's records described only gentle seasonal rains. But this was different, a freak convergence of oceanic currents that sent chaos into the skies. They ran, scattered, wings ripped by wind, voices lost in the downpour. Only Marcus kept calm. He had reinforced his lean-to, staked it deep, and dug channels to redirect water. The storm battered it, but it held. One by one, the drenched and shivering aliens crawled back, drawn by the glow of fire and Marcus's steady voice. Stay low. Don't fight the wind. Anchor yourselves. They obeyed, trembling, and for the first time they looked at the human not with mockery but with awe. When the storm passed, the meadow was wrecked. Uprooted plants, flooded ground, debris scattered for kilometers. The paradise planet looked less like a garden and more like a battlefield. The aliens sat in stunned silence, exhausted. Marcus rose, stretched his sore shoulders, and looked over the devastation. Then he smiled faintly. Not so different from home. By the end of the week, everything had changed. The cadets who once mocked Earth's Deathworld status now followed Marcus's instructions without hesitation. They learned to read the signs of weather shifts, to ration food properly, to improvise tools. Where once they laughed at the idea of Deathworld survival, they now understood, Earth had forged humans into creatures of resilience, creatures who thrived where others faltered. Even on a so-called paradise. On the final day, their instructor returned to collect them. The aliens looked ragged, humbled, and deeply changed. Marcus looked much the same as he had when they'd arrived, calm, prepared, alive. As the shuttle lifted them from the battered meadow, one cadet finally spoke. I used to think your world was cursed, she admitted, voice quiet. But now, I think it's blessed. You learned to thrive where no one else could. And here, we would have died without you. Marcus only shrugged, gazing out at the scarred but beautiful land below. Paradise or Deathworld, he said softly, doesn't matter. What matters is whether you're ready when things go wrong. And on Earth, things always go wrong. The cabin fell silent. And no one mocked Earth again.